1-2.
1-2, 1-2-3. Tökéletes. Gyerekek, haza is mehetek. Nagyon jó. In 5 minutes, we're gonna start, okay? Sharp in 5 minutes. Good morning. Good morning again. Now it sounds better. Okay, thank you. Are you awake? Yeah. Distinguished guests, high representatives of different cultural organizations, dear members of WCP, World Congress of Poets, and international pen clubs. I feel privileged to welcome you at the opening ceremony of the 40th World Congress of Poets, and honored to welcome those as well who could not travel to us, but they are watching us following this event right now, as it is live streaming. So warm regards to everybody from Paris to Taipei, from Rosario to Ulaanbaatar, in about 30 countries at this moment. 13 countries. So thank you very much. Needless to say, how many new and unpredictable difficulties emerged during the preparations, of course, to the pandemic, spreading all over the world. We felt butterflies in our stomach, even in the last days, but tried not to panic, escaping forward, because our main concern has been to keep the spirit of World Congress of Poets alive. And against all the odds, we made it. Thanks to everyone who had confidence in it and helped us on the way. Thank you very much. Most of the members of the Executive Committee of World Congress of Poets could not come to us personally, but they sent their short video messages to the Congress. First, let us listen the greeting words of Dr. Maurus Young, the president of WCP for 30 years, and now he is 88 years old. So, Dr. Maurus Young, the first.
Dr. Tuzi, Dr. Sobranis, distinguished guests, my brothers and sisters in poetry. I'm very sorry that today we are short of a vaccine. I'm still waiting for the second dose of vaccine, and I'm not qualified to travel to Budapest to be with you, only in a remote basis. I take this opportunity to deeply gratitude to Dr. Istvan and his team, and also to Dr. Sobranis. I sincerely wish this Congress will be in a great success. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you in Ecuador in next year. Thank you.
After the words of Dr. Maurus Young, we have a first Vice President, Professor Emeritus Dr. Ernesto Kahan from Israel. He's a famous poet and Nobel Prize winner, a physician, as you know him. And let's listen to his words now.
Poet Istvan Turci, President of the 40th WCP Congress, in the beautiful historical city of Budapest. Dear Anna Turci, General Manager, dear Dr. Maurus Young, President, and all the authorities of the WCP institution, dear friends, poets of the world. On the occasion of the opening ceremony of the Congress, and coincidentally with the International Day of Peace on 21 of September, receive my fraternal greetings and wishes for the superb festivity of poetry. Unfortunately, due to the coronavirus pandemic and its dramatic increase in my country of residence, it is impossible for me to travel this time and enjoy here with you. Without poetry, life is gloomy. Without peace, there is no life. Without harmony, there will be no peace. Without tolerance, there will be no harmony. Without a culture of peace, there will be no tolerance. Without humanistic culture, there will be no culture of peace. Without education, there will be no humanistic culture of peace. Without democracy, there will be no education. And without education, there will be dependence, war, and pain.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ernesto Kahan, the first Vice President of WCP. The name of Gamboyev Mindoyo is quite familiar in Hungary because he had a whole book in Hungarian language a couple of years ago, and it was Lezsák Sándor and me who introduced it at the university. So let us listen his short speech. He is from Mongolia, Ulaanbaatar.
Энэ өдрүүдэд Унгарийн нийслэл Будапешт хотод болж байгаа дэлхийн яруу найрагчдын их хурлд баяр хүргэж байна. Энэхүү их хурлыг сар дахлын бэрх хүнд нөхцөлд ухрахгүйгээр зүтгэж тэмцэж зохион байгуулж байгаа Унгарийн поет laureate эрхэм манд Иштван Турци танд таны хамт олонд Монголын хээр талбараас тугайлбал Монголын нийслэл Улаанбаатар хотоос халуун баяр хүргэж мэдчилж байна. Үзэг нэгт бүх хамт нөхдөд дэлхийн өмгөрцгийн 5 тэвд байгаа яруу найргийн хамт нөхөд дөөн мөн Монголоос Монголын уран зохиолчдын халуун мэндийг дэвшүүлж байна. Хэдийгээр орон бүхэн зар дахлын хүнд нөхцөлд байгаа ч гэсэн энэ бэрх хэцүү цагт миний үзэг нэгт яруу найрагч хамт нөхөд өөрсдийнхээ ард түмний зүрх сэтгэлийг яруу найргийнхаа мэлчмээр дулаацуулж, ариусгаж, тайвшруулж нэгэрүүлэх энэ үлсэн үргэлжлүүлсээр байгаа гэдэгт баттай итгэж байна. Энэ удаа хамт нөхдөйгөө өөрийн биеэр очиж тэмрэлдэн уулзаж чадаагүй ч гэсэн энэхүү бэрхшээлийг даван туулж дараагийн жил хамт нөхдөйгөө 41-р их хурлын үеэр уулзсан золихын ерөөл дэвшүүлье. Яруу найргийн үлэмжийн шидэт төрчмээр хүмүүний ертөнцийн сүүдэртэй талд илүү тод гэрэл тусцгаая.
Thank you very much, Dr. Mindoyo Gamboyev. Our next speaker is Georges Chapoutier, Emeritus Research Director from Paris and a member of the board, naturally.
Dear friends, brothers and sisters in poetry, my name is Georges Chapoutier, poet known as Georges Friedencraft, and I am sending you greetings from Paris in France. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. I feel very sorry not to be able to share with you this congress organized by Anna and Istvan Turski in the beautiful city of Budapest. I guess that this congress will be as successful as the 29th WCP Congress, also located in Budapest, in 2009, and which I was able to enjoy together with my wife. I wish to all of you, wherever in the world you come from, a week of discovery, international friendship, and poetry. And I convey to you all the kind regards of the French-speaking poets of the world. Amitié à tous et à toutes. Excellent congrès.
Thank you, George. Our last but one speaker is Albert Young, who is the Deputy Secretary General of WCP. He was born in Taiwan, but now he is based in Switzerland. This is where he sent his words from.
Dear Istvan, dear members of the board, dear participants of the 40th Annual Conference of the World Congress of Poets, dear friends in poetry, I would like to express my gratitude first to Istvan, the president of the 40th Annual Conference of the World Congress of Poets, to have taken up the enormous task of organizing this annual conference in Budapest this year, despite all the uncertainties and difficulties due to the COVID-19 pandemic. It is with a lot of regret that I am not able to join you in person this year. In a world that is in constant flux, where changes occur at an increasing speed, where humanity is faced with more and more daunting challenges, where all of us very often feel lost, I believe poetry has become all the more important. It is a place for us to find comfort, peace, and inner strength. So, as poets, we have the duty to remain beacons of hope and to stay true to the spirit of the World Congress of Poets by promoting relentlessly world brotherhood and peace through poetry. As all of you gather in the beautiful city of Budapest, Hungary, this year to celebrate poetry, friendship, and love, I would like to wish you all a very successful annual Congress. May all of you stay healthy, happy, and safe. Bye-bye.
The same to you, Albert. Thank you. And the last speaker today is Jacob Isaac. He is an internationally acclaimed poet born in India, but now living in Pretoria, South Africa. He is our last member of the committee to send us a few welcoming words.
Great day. 40th WCP, the inspiring enigma. Conditioning rolling suns, peace and brotherhood. I am Jacob Isaac from India and South Africa. My absence is the impact of COVID-19. I miss the beauty of a great country and the wonderful poet and people of Hungary. I appreciate the art of efficiency to organize 40th WCP in Budapest by President Dr. Istvan Terzi and his wife Mrs. Anna Terzi and the efficient team. The rhythmic tremor of nostalgic panacea of peace and brotherhood by the sailors of poesy. The stunning ceremony of navigation, clearing the lighthouse, nakedly promoting the aiming map. Let me share the molding group, the patron and esteemed executive board, poets and poetry lovers. We are the immune slogan of COVID-19. We are the imaging factors of positivity. Great and shining Budapest. 40th WCP Budapest. Thank you. Best wishes.
Thank you very much to each and all of the members of our committee to send us their messages to Budapest. From the very beginning, the main organizer of this particular event has been the Hungarian Pen Club, or officially saying the Hungarian Pen Center of International Pen Club. It is Géza Szőcs, our former president, and me with my wife Anna, who braced up to make the first preparations to put it all under the roof. Deeply sad that in the meantime, unfortunately, Géza passed away in COVID. He was not only a member of WCP, but he received the honorary doctorate diploma a few years ago. We were together in Taiwan, Mongolia, in China, and in Malaysia too. May you rest in peace, my friend. But meanwhile, the Hungarian Pen Club has elected a brand new president. Let me introduce you Mr. Zoltán Böszörményi, noted, well-known poet, writer, and editor, the new president of Hungarian Pen Club. I invite him to give us a welcome speech to the pulpit. Mr. Zoltán Böszörményi.
Thank you, István, and thank you, the third president of the WCP, the members, they are present here, and I am delighted to welcome you to the 40th Congress of the WCP, this time in Budapest, Hungary. Not to be confused with Bucharest, Romania, as it often happens in worldwide media. For example, just last week, the New York Times wrote that the Pope, our beloved Pope Francis, arrived in Romania. Of course, you know that it's not true. But guess what? Facebook followed suit. So everybody was saying that, yes, this is happening. But anyway, we are in Budapest, Hungary now. And certainly, as I was introduced, I am Zoltán Böszörményi. Zoltán means king in Turkish. It comes from Sultan. Well, this is, I'm taking it as a joke, you know, because I'm less than a king, obviously. But the newly elected president of the Hungarian Pen Club. Well, I know that my dear friend, Szőcs Géza, and István Turci, they worked close together to have this Congress in Budapest against all odds, of the pandemia, and suddenly he just passed away, and unfortunately he was taken away from us of this COVID-19, a terrible thing. A few days ago, the General Assembly elected Géza to the position of the, eternal president of the Hungarian Pen Club. And I'm so sorry, deeply sorry that he is not with us today. But anyway, I hope that this Congress will be a real success, even though that we are fewer than we used to be. And I was here with you 12 years ago. I remember that. And it was, 120 people. It was a festival of the poetry. And it was so good. But keep up the hope and have a wonderful Congress here in Budapest. And I welcome you, dear sisters and brothers in poetry. All the best, and have a nice Congress.
Thank you very much, my king. Thank you. And that's what we should do, carry on the legacy of Geza, yes, I think. Yes, no question. Yes. Our main supporter is the Ministry of Human Research, but the second main supporter is the Petrified Cultural Agency, both in material and in spiritual aspects. I will ask Mr. Daniel Levente-Pál, the Director of Directorate on Literature at Petrified Cultural Agency, to come forward and address the opening ceremony. Please. Mr. Daniel Levente-Pál.
Ladies and gentlemen, just following my friend and colleague Zoltán Böszörményi's opening of his speech, it's not Bucharest, Budapest, but not Budapest, it's Budapest. If someone sees the latest Avenger movie, The Black Widow, there was a dialogue in it, the Black Widow and some of her friends, and the dialogue was because some parts of the film seen in our city, and the dialogue was, yes, we will meet in Budapest. No, it's Budapest. So, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear poets from all over the world, at the end of September 2021, Budapest became the capital of world literature, in a way. The World Congress of Poets and the Pestex International Literary Festival take place at the same time. In the 2 years of the pandemic, we gave up most of personal encounters, literary evenings and programs, and now more than 100 excellent and talented poets and writers arrive in Budapest at the same time. Fortunately, most people are in person, and the rest have an active online presence. We have had such spiritual excitement for a long time. We have had the opportunity for such a high level and soul-enriching hustle and bustle for a very long time. A long time ago, we had the opportunity to meet new creators, poet and writer colleagues in person. And now, suddenly, the confusion of abundance is our only trouble. Budapest has always been an open city. Its bridges are symbolic. Poem is a bridge between nations. Its bridges are symbolic bridges. They connect Eastern impulses with Western inspirations. They connect tradition with modernism. They link heritage to experimentation. They connect the poets and poetic voices of the continents. In this multicolored medium, we are all points that are very small at the same time and connected to each other in countless ways at the same time. Our own poetry walks into a mirror room and is reflected in the poetry of the others. And just as Budapest has always been an open city, so our literature was open literature. It absorbed all sorts of effects like a sponge, and it was often the key to its renewal. We also represent the spirit when we steer our joint plans with my great colleagues and friends towards seed realization. The World Congress of Poets, the Pestex International Festival, our online world literature portal, our international writer residency program, the organization of training for our many great translators, all show the spirit that there are readers here, discussion partners, intelligent and bright people gathering, not for anything else, but to read and drink with endless thirst from more and more sources of world literature. It is a pleasure that István Turci and his team organized the World Congress in our city this year, and an opportunity, an important opportunity, to meet, to get to know each other, build relationships, and find readers. Antal Szerb, one of the best writers and literary historians on the 20th century, wrote, "World literature is not that great. If we strictly consider only those creators and creations who and which are truly of world literature's significance, the seemingly infinite material shrinks staggeringly. True world literature, one may say, fits in a well-chosen private library. Its volumes can be placed along the walls of a larger study. If one reads regularly and professionally from an early age, nel mezzo, halfway through human life, he has already read much of world literature without noticing." Continuing his thought, "I wish you and ourselves to keep our library small when we arrive home with new and exciting books in the coming days." Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much to the Director of Directorate. One day you would remember only 3 things of these days. First is that it is not Bucharest where you are. The second, the right spelling is Budapest. And the third would be the Hungarian Pálinka, which you get a bit later on. Thank you very much to Mr. Daniel Levente-Pál for the speech. No doubt you heard a lot about the János Pannonius Poetry Award, initiated and founded by the lot-mentioned Géza Szőcs 10 years ago. Now I invite Mr. István Benyhe, poet, writer, former diplomat, the president of the board of János Pannonius Foundation, to share his thoughts with us. István, please, to the pulpit. Dr. Benyhe István. Speak Spanish, if I'm right.
Yes, I speak Spanish. Estimados señoras, señores, queridos compañeros poetas, les saludo todo el mundo con cariño, respeto y gratitud en la inauguración de nuestro evento. Ustedes llegaron a Budapest por la responsabilidad por la poesía y la humanidad, por el destino del mundo. Llegaron porque creen en el poder que hay en la poesía, porque ese poder es una de las esperanzas menguantes del mundo. Doy una calurosa bienvenida a María Eugenia Soberanis, secretaria general de WCP, a István Turci, presidente del 40 Congreso Mundial de Poesía, secretario general del Pen Club húngaro. Y pienso con dolor a nuestro amigo Géza Szőcs, presidente honorario de WCP, que ha sido víctima de la pandemia.
Mr. István Benyhe passes his warmest greetings to the guests who gathered here because of the mutual responsibility for poetry, for mankind and for the future of the globe. And greets especially Maria Eugenia Soberanis, our Secretary General, who came from Mexico, and thinks back with grief and sorrow to Géza Szőcs, who became the victim of the pandemic.
Soy István Benyhe, presidente del Consejo de la Fundación Premio János Pannonius, primer poeta húngaro conocido, presidente de la fundación fundada por Géza Szőcs, que desde hace 10 años entrega cada año el Gran Premio de Poesía otorgado por un jurado internacional. Pues siendo hispanista les saludo en español y con esto quisiera poner de relieve la importancia de nuestro último poeta premiada, Clara Janes Nadal, una española, excelente poeta y la primera que escribió en español entre los premiados. Saludo con un especial cariño a todos los hispanohablantes de este congreso, quienes nos han visitado desde el lejano continente americano. Sabemos por la Biblia que Jesús dijo, donde 2 o 3 se juntan en mi nombre, yo estoy ahí con ellos. Muchos de ustedes han reunido ahora en el poder del mundo trascendental de la poesía y podemos saber con confianza que el mensaje, el secreto y la inspiración estarán con nosotros, nuestras vidas se volverán más plenas. Les deseo a todos una muy buena consulta. Muchísimas gracias por escuchar.
And finally, he was speaking about that this board of the Janus Pannonius Award was created to conduct the annually conduct the Janus Pannonius Grand Poetry Prize Award in Hungary. It was initiated by Géza 10 years ago, and for him, as he's a Hispanic specialist, or he's dealing with Hispanic studies, very important that 2 years ago the winner of this prize award was Clara Janes Nadal, and we conferred her the award in Pécs. I was there, we remember. Thank you very much for your speech, István. Thank you. It is hard to put into words how I feel when I look around and see our guests taking the risk to travel here from all over the world despite the well-known pandemic situation. In these circumstances, the very existence of the World Congress is in itself a bridge between nations, built by means of the common language of poetry. Our fantastic guests have come from 11 countries. We are proud and grateful of having fellow poets from Mexico, as they say, from Bolivia, from Israel, Albania, the Albanians are coming today, Romania, the Romanian friends comes from Vienna today, Kosovo, they are driving now, so they are on halfway, the 2 persons. Montenegro, the lady from Montenegro, she will be in 1 or 2 hours later here. Slovakia, the Czech Republic, and even from Ecuador, which is the host country of the incoming Congress next year in Quito, or almost Quito. Although, for me, the poet is the priest of invisible, I'm really happy to see here a few visible poets too. So let me give the respect to introduce you one by one to the others. First and foremost, yes, and as it is a live streaming, this is the camera at the back where you can say hi, or you can kiss your mother, father, neighbor, anybody you want. So this is the camera for us shooting. Yes. So first and foremost, our General Secretary, Secretary General, a very famous person, Maria Eugenia Soberanis from Mexico. Maru, I read that you were chosen as Woman of the Year in Mexico 3 years ago. For me, you are the Woman of this year in Budapest. Another Mexican poet from Acapulco, Maria de Guadalupe Chavez Lopez. Please. Life member of WCP and Doctor of Literature in World Academy of Arts and Culture. Thank you very much for coming to us. Maria Eugenia Hernandez Salais, also from Mexico. She's a poet and fiction writer, honorary doctor of the WAAC. Please. As I told you, we have guests from Ecuador. First, let me introduce you Damian Mendoza Zambrano from Ecuador. She's a poet, composer, performer, doctor of communication, as if I'm right, currently professor in the Department of Educational Sciences at University Quebec, Canada. Am I right? Thank you very much. So, the beautiful Damia. Thank you very much indeed. And we have Fernando Saltos Molina, also from Ecuador, poet, writer, and historian. Thank you very much. Abrazo. Cory Bolivia. Where are you, Cory? Please, here is Cory Bolivia. Her whole name is, take a look, Cory Yane Bolivia Carrasco Dorado. Am I right? Born in La Paz, nationalized Brazilian, member of Pen Club Brazil, and founding member of Bolivian Union of Writers. Thank you very much for coming here. We have a very nice, good old friend, Serbian-American poet and writer, Maja Herman Sekulic, please. Rise and show. Maja. That's it. This is the camera for you. That's it. The back. Thank you. She's a real ambassador of culture, sharing her time between New York and Belgrade. And she's a person praised by Joseph Brodsky, the Nobel laureate Joseph Brodsky. Brodsky said she was a unique talent of poetry. And she's a member of the American Pen Club, too. So, Maja, thank you very much for coming here. Thank you. Yes. I wanted to introduce you Gordana Šarić from Montenegro, but as I told you, now she's on the plane. One thing is very interesting in her, that her name is Gordana Šarić, but the whole name is Gordana Losonci Šarić. His grandfather is Baron Losonci, the Hungarian branch of Baron and the nobles, the noble family. He doesn't speak any Hungarian, by the way. But she will be here, yes. We have three very nice friends from Israel. First, let me introduce you Hava Pinhas Cohen. Where are you, Hava? Hava Pinhas Cohen. An internationally acclaimed Israeli poet, lecturer on literature and art, founder and artistic director of Kishorim Conference of Jewish writers and poets. Hava, thank you very much for coming here. Sorry to say that it was Milan Richter, our friend and former vice president of the WCP, who called me and told, please invite her because she's a very good poet. So this is how we got the information about you and invited her. But Milan, now he's got fever, so he's away from us. But let's see next time, as Zoltan the King told us. Thank you. The other friend, Miriam Neiger Fleischmann. Hebrew poet, scholar and painter. And now what comes is very interesting. Born in Slovakia, born in Komarom, Rev Komarom. Now she lives in Jerusalem, but she kept a studio in Komarom too. So you return to Komarom yearly. Am I right?
Twice a year, not in COVID, but
I see. Right, thank you. And you have poems in Hungarian, quite naturally too. Thank you very much, Miriam. Very good. Thank you, Miriam. Yes. The third friend of us from Israel is Rachel Abraham Aitan. Where are you, Rachel? Please. She's very sensitive to the camera. Good. That's what I like you. Really. A very good friend of us. I don't know where we met first. It was 12 years ago. I don't remember that you were as beautiful as now you are. So nothing's changed. Thank you very much indeed. So she's a dedicated poet, writer, and author of children's book with prestigious prizes. We have a very nice friend from Prague, Klara Hurkova. Klara, where are you? Please. A big hand friend. Born in Prague, but now she lives in Aachen, Germany. Poet, prose writer, and translator, writing both in Czech and German language. And she's a member of the Czech Center of International Pen Club too. Thank you. Another Czech guy, but especially from Pilsen. And last night he gave me a very good can of Pilsner beer, Jakub Fischer. Please. You know, Jakub, this is my favorite beer, so if you have one more, you can give me a bit later. Okay, thank you. Oh, we can share. You know what? We can share. And he's also the member of the Czech Pen Club. I told that Mircea Danduta, a distinguished Romanian poet, translator and film scientist, is on the way. There is no direct way from Romania to Budapest. I don't know why. I was told it. Then he went to Slovakia. The Slovak told him that you cannot cross the border. And then yesterday he went to Vienna, traveled to Vienna, and now from Vienna he comes here by train. So a bit curvy, topsy-turvy, but anyway, he does it. Let's see her in the afternoon. And we have two more international guests on the way. Luzlim Tafa, he was born near the capital of Kosovo, Pristina, and he is the rector of the biggest university in Kosovo. They are on the way by car with a good friend, Jeton Kelmendi. Jeton is an old friend of us. He knew Geza too, and he lives and works in Brussels and Pristina at the same time. I really hope that they will arrive here as soon as possible. And I hope nobody was let out from the international guests. And now let's see the guests, Hungary and Slovakia. Let me introduce you, Gyula Hodosi. Please, Gyula, do show yourself. Yes. He lives in Slovakia, the president of Hungarian Writers Union in Slovakia. Thank you very much for coming here. And next to him sits Laszlo Tóth. Laci, please show yourself. Tóth Laci, born in Hungary, but now he lives in Slovakia, and a dedicated poet and translator from Slovak, Czech, and Polish language. Then we have Csicseri Rónai Erzsébet, member of the supervisory board of the Hungarian Pen Club, and she's very nice because she often represents us in international congresses of Pen Club whenever she can go there. Thank you very much for that, Erzsébet too. We have Király Farkas. Where you are, Farkas? Király Farkas, yes. he's a poet, translator, and editor, and newly elected member of the executive board of the Hungarian Pen Club. Thank you for coming here. And who else we hear? I think this is, and let me introduce my colleagues, our colleagues from the Hungarian Pen Club. Esther, please, Esther Gyurcsán. She's the boss of the secretariat, and Vilma Zsuzsanna, she's responsible for the materials. So they are very important. They are the real bosses. So, okay, Zoli is the king. I am the vice king, or whatever, and they are the real bosses. So that's all. Now the whole world knows everything about the Hungarian Pen Club. So thank you very much. The next point, the last point, is Maria Eugenia Soberanis, Secretary General of the WCP, addresses the Congress. Please give us a few words in the name of the committee. Then she hands over the honorary doctorate diploma, and then you two together announce the venue of the 41st Congress of Poets in 2022.
Next
Please,
year.
the mic is yours.
Hello, everybody. Good morning. Thank you for being here with us. I'm very excited of being here after 2 years, long years, waiting to see each other to celebrate poetry. I appreciate the presence of all of you and of Sultan, Mr. Sultan. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce your names, Mr. Daniel Leventi, and Isban Benye. And thank you for your words in Spanish. We appreciate that. And all the personalities that are celebrating with us this dearest Congress for us. You know, WCP is an institution that was born along with the World Academy of Arts and Culture 52 years ago. And we have held 40 congresses of poets yearly, one in a different country. And in here, we're celebrating the 40th World Congress of Poets. And it's the second time that we meet us here in Budapest. I learned it. Thank you. I learned it. So we're very pleased to be back here in this beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country of you, the heart of Europe. Yes, here we are after all this situation, tough and difficult situation in the world. But I think that is not a casualty that we are here, but it's a causality. We have been brought here from different parts, and it's for a reason. We are representing all those sisters and brothers that couldn't be here, even their wishes. So we must represent properly them and all the poets that are watching us or wishing to be here with us. We have that responsibility to celebrate poetry. And I also say it's a responsibility because poetry is right now a place to rest. It's a harmonious place where we can take refuge in these hard times. And we have had the time to go inside us, to our inner soul, and think about some realities that maybe when we are in the rush, in the daily rush of our lives, we haven't had the time to sit down and think about it. We have the opportunity right now to think and to know what we have to do to change the world. I want publicly give our most deepest gratitude to Anna Turksy. Anna, where are you? Outside. She's still working. Anna and Isvan, of course. I told them they are two heroes that dare to make twice the Congress, the World Congress of Poets, which is not an easy thing. I had one in Mexico, and somebody asked me, when we have it in Mexico again, don't count with me again. We had at that time 250 poets in Mexico, and will be again next year many poets all together. Again, we are working hard to get it. We appreciate the help of the authorities, the Hungarian authorities, for being here to help us. So we have everything to make this Congress our Congress. And we're going to make it whatever we want, a happy, a cheerful Congress, to feel poetry, to feel alive, to feel together. It's up to us. Everything is set for us. They have work, authorities have work. We have the support of these personalities here. They have opened their country for us. So let's enjoy it. We thank you very much, Isman. And now I want to deliver, each year in our Congress, we used to give our doctorates in literature to those life members, outstanding members for their work in his area, in their areas. This year, many of those chosen for a doctorate are not here, but we have Dr. Fernando Saltos from Ecuador. Fernando, can you come here, please? So I'm going to deliver you, Isvan. Can you come with me and deliver his doctorate in the name of the World Congress of Poets? Your doctorate. Congratulations. Muchas gracias. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay.
Muy buenos días. Speak English poquito. Poquito. Spanish. Estoy feliz, estoy contento y me siento orgulloso de ser miembro de la Academia, o de ser parte de la Academia Mundial de Cultura. Mi amiga Eugenia, desde Acapulco, del año 2008, tenemos amistad grande y he trabajado mucho lo que tiene que ver en la cultura, en el arte. Y he servido mucho por las comunidades a nivel internacional, trabajando en muchas incorporaciones, agrupaciones, y hoy es el mejor premio para mí. Me siento feliz porque es el mejor premio para mí y justo hoy día, 21 de septiembre, que celebramos a nivel del mundo el Día de la Paz, el Día de la Paz del mundo, el Día de la Paz. Y estoy muy agradecido con el presidente de este congreso, el Iván, y también con nuestra secretaria María Eugenia Soberanis. Muchas gracias a todos ustedes y que lo esperamos el próximo año en el Congreso Mundial número 41 que se va a dar en Ecuador, y vamos a traer las imágenes con mi compañera ahora después. Ok, muchas gracias. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Well, Fernando just said he feels happy and proud of to be here, and he is member of WCP since 2008, and he has been working for poetry in different institutions, and he's happy. He guesses this is a very important prize for him today, because precisely today is the Peace Day in the World Peace in Ecuador. So it's very representative for him. And he also thanks Isman and you, and he thanks also me. And he says that he will wait for us next year in Ecuador, which I'm going to officially announce the 41st World Congress of Poets to be held next year in Ecuador. We wait for you in Ecuador around this month, would be September or October, maybe in this month. We will let you know. At the moment, we will have all the information. Maybe it will be in Cuenca. It's just a wonderful and beautiful city in Ecuador, and maybe our post-Congress tour, maybe it will be at Galapagos Island. So, yeah, it's going to be a real great Congress. And, you know, the next president, Mrs. Rosalía Arteaga, former president of the Republic of Ecuador, she's going to be the president next year. She sent us a video with a little message for you, and they also have prepared a video from Ecuador to show you a little piece of their country. And I also invite Damian Mendoza from Ecuador. They are part of the delegation of Ecuador, and they will tell you give you also the invitation, and they brought their flag, the Ecuador, yes, flag, and then we will see the couple of videos. Come, Damia.
Bravo.
This is the flag of Ecuador, and we give you an applause for next year. She sings beautifully, but she will sing for us at the closing ceremony. So be prepared. She sings beautifully. We'll hear her. And then if you're ready, we can see the videos right now.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Please
So
sit
go to your
sit back
seats.
and let's watch together the film.
Do you want to say something, Damia, or after the videos?
Whatever she wants.
Okay.
Whatever she wants.
Thank you.
Film.
Thank you very much.
Cuenca, la ciudad ecuatoriana de Santa Ana de los Cuatro Ríos, la de los aleros, patios, balcones floridos, ciudad patrimonio cultural de la humanidad, poseedora de hermosos paisajes y una riqueza cultural, histórica, arqueológica, única. Se proyecta como un emporio de desarrollo turístico en la región austral del Ecuador. Cuenca está situada en la parte sur de la cordillera andina ecuatoriana. Es la tercera ciudad de mayor importancia en el Ecuador. Dividida en dos orillas por el río Tomebamba. Por un lado, la antigua, un casco republicano formado por plazas, calles, iglesias, y al otro lado de la orilla encontramos la parte moderna, donde se levantan nuevos edificios, barrios residenciales, amplias avenidas y áreas verdes que ofrecen a propios extraños las comodidades y las exigencias de la vida actual. Pero el principal atractivo de Cuenca es el espíritu de su gente, honesta, trabajadora, capaz de sobreponerse a las mayores catástrofes y seguir viviendo y creando. El alma del cuencano está llena de cordialidad y profundo y viejo sentido hospitalario. Al encontrarnos en esta bella ciudad, podemos empezar recorriendo, conociendo antiguos edificios de la época colonial, destacándose así algunos templos y monasterios como la Iglesia del Sagrario. Es una de las más antiguas de Latinoamérica, creada en el año 1557. Este lugar fue utilizado por la misión geodésica francesa como referencia para calcular la circunferencia de la Tierra. En el interior de la iglesia se encuentra el primer órgano que tuvo la ciudad. La edificación cuenta con 3 naves, un altar central y 7 laterales. Tanto en expresión como en especialidad está presente el estilo barroco y renacentista. Hoy, la estructura está convertida en museo de arte religioso y sirve también para conciertos de música clásica y otros eventos culturales. La Catedral Nueva de Cuenca, o Catedral de la Inmaculada Concepción, representa el más grande e importante monumento a la fe de los católicos cuencanos. La obra de construcción comenzó en el año de 1885 y aproximadamente duró 100 años. El estilo renacentista está representado principalmente por las 3 grandes cúpulas. Debido a sus dimensiones, es considerada una de las más grandes de Sudamérica. El interior de este majestuoso templo no deja a nadie indiferente. La mayoría de sus altares están cubiertos con pan de oro. Se pueden apreciar elementos góticos, como son los 3 grandes rosetones, columnas salomónicas. Cada rincón, hasta el más pequeño detalle, muestra el arte. Su volumen, textura y color se divisan desde todos los ángulos de Cuenca. Su fachada es de piedra y mármol. Iglesia y Monasterio del Carmen de la Asunción. Ambos han sido preservados en excelentes condiciones originales desde el siglo XVII. Una colección relevante de piezas de arte religioso se puede admirar aquí. Dentro de la iglesia, un bello retablo colonial de corte neoclásico y el púlpito cubierto de pan de oro. Además cuenta con un hermoso frontis de 4 columnas de piedra talladas en forma de espiral y sobre estas un alto relieve de la Virgen del Carmen, patrona del convento, ubicado en el centro histórico de la ciudad, junto a la Plaza de las Flores. Galerías y museos guardan entre sus paredes el pasado y el presente de una ciudad llena de cultura. Museo Remigio Crespo Toral. El museo fue nombrado en memoria del famoso poeta del mismo nombre. Aquí se encuentra cerámica prehispánicas, pinturas coloniales y arte religioso. Museo de las Conceptas. El convento de claustro de las Conceptas ha sobrevivido por siglos y para que sea accesible a todas las personas, se lo ha convertido en museo, introduciendo las innovaciones que una institución como esta requiere de profundo respeto al testimonio viviente del pasado. Se trata de un museo de arte religioso que muestra al público un amplio bagaje de obras de arte de los tiempos idos. Museo de Artes Populares de América, SIDAP. El museo está dedicado a las artesanías de Sudamérica. Contiene artesanías, artículos folclóricos y arte en general en exposiciones temporales como textiles, bordados, arcilla, forja de hierro, trabajo en madera. Parque Pumapungo, conocido también como la Puerta del Puma, ubicado en la zona del Banco Central, cuenta con museos etnográficos y arqueológicos de arte colonial y republicano más completos del país. En este parque también podemos admirar las ruinas arqueológicas y una tierra etnobotánica que da color a la vida, donde además se pueden observar algunas especies de aves. Cuenca también tiene zoológicos donde mantienen y exponen varias especies de animales, la mayoría nativos del Ecuador. Su objetivo es la educación, exhibición, recreación e investigación de los recursos naturales.
mother will have a short speech to you. And if you want Damia to tell us something in Spanish, you can do it. Because this is the end of the film. It is not the president speaking. Our program is not sponsored by National Geographic. Thank you very much. So, if I'm right now, no, not more. We don't have any spin, nothing. You gave us only this film yesterday, but you can interpret her words, please. Come forward and tell us a few words in Spanish. Maru would translate it. Or if you want me to translate, I can say whatever I want. So.
Yesterday.
It was not on it.
No, there were two.
She forgot it.
Mis queridos hermanos, poetas de todo el mundo, yo quiero decirles que the 40 World Congress of Poets in Budapest has a big and deep phrase when they say poem is a bridge between nations. Y yo creo que los poetas en sí, per se, somos esto y toda la dignidad que es la humanidad en el universo. Soy sudamericana, trigueña, mestiza. Ñuka yaktamanta mikani, nishpasumakta kusiyarini, huarmilla mikani. Ecuador, mama yaktapak suyuan. Sinchi, Latinoamérica manta. Nosotros somos felices de leer en el rostro de cada poeta las nuevas palabras que le dan vida al ser humano cuando sus rostros nos hablan desde el alma, como si fuesen una estrella que titila en el universo. Esos somos los poetas. Y con ese corazón los esperamos en 2020-22 en Ecuador. Nuestra expresidenta de Ecuador, doctora Rosalía Arteaga, se siente triste de no haber estado aquí estrechando sus manos a cada uno de ustedes como miembros de este Congreso en Budapest. Y les envía el saludo cariñoso, fraterno, de que los espera como la organizadora y presidenta del próximo Congreso de la Academia Mundial de Arte y Cultura que se realizará en Ecuador bajo su coordinación. Y nosotros estaremos muy felices de que ustedes nos visiten y palpen nuestro corazón en el centro del mundo y los recibiremos con nuestro corazón y los abrazamos desde ya. Welcome to Ecuador, next 2021, the Congress Poet, that WC Poetry on the world. Thank you very much.
Now, let's see if I remember all what she said. Sorry, that's too long. And now I'm not too young to remember everything. Well,
sentence, please.
yeah, well, she says that she spoke in a part in a language from an Indian language from Ecuador, so I didn't understand a word.
But we enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, it sounds beautifully.
That's what counts.
But well, she says that basically that Dr. Rosalia Arteaga sends you a salute. She's sad for not being here. She's going to lead the next Congress in Ecuador, and they gave us the most warmest welcome since now. And this is on my side. We will let you know the information as soon as we have it. And we ask you to consult our Facebook page, World Congress of Poets, where we will have all the information on time and the name of our web page. You also can visit our congressofpoets.com. It's a web page with all their history and of the last congresses, all the congresses we have had, and you may know us since the first day of this institution that we love very much.
And we will put the information to the website of the Hungarian Pen Club too. So
good.
Yes,
good.
because we have lots of members who are inclined to come to Ecuador next year. And I think it sounds quite tempting to have a post tour in Galapagos.
Yes, I know,
So-
I know. And they are thinking on that, but we will let you know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much indeed, Maru. Thank you, Dania. Dear friends, before finishing up this opening ceremony, I have two service announcements shortly. One is that, the first is that according to the traditional concept of time, we will have lunch within 30 minutes. So if those who light cigarette want to go out to the restroom or just to talk to each other, we will have a couple of minutes only. Everybody, all of you, is being invited to the lunch together. The second service announcement is that from 3 to 5 p.m. here on the spot, we will have bilingual reading, a Spanish session and an English session. We would talk about how to conduct it, but I will be I'll try to manage it. Please, everybody who wants to read this afternoon, let's come back at 3 here downstairs to the basement. Okay? So, have you found the words of the former president? No, not yet. thank you very much for the presentation. I think it is more than enough. We are really delighted and amazed with the impressions from Ecuador. And so we are eager to travel there. And I hope that pandemia is not so eager to travel there. So, so let's, keep off the grass and pandemia. So, dear friends, thank you very much for those who contributed to the success of our opening ceremony with speeches. Thank you to the representatives, Mr. Zoltán Böszörményi, Mr. István Benyhe, Mr. Daniel Pál Levente. Thank you very much to Maru and everybody who were with us this morning. This was the opening ceremony. And thank you to those who are watching and following us all over the world. And see you next time. The World Congress of Poets is opened up from this morning. Thank you very much.